You sound like you're adrenaline. Dude, my stress level is pumping. Yeah. For sure.
They promised me so much.
All right. It's a stressful game, Jake. Cut me some slack. Oh, shit. Oh, this thing? Dude, I remember this. This thing terrified me. Still does, though. Not gonna lie. You're gonna dodge my... That was such a waste. Okay, cool. Oh, neat. Okay, gotta jump over that. One of the VTubers, Corona, she really likes Doom. She was very viral, so much so that she got the name Doog, Doom parody logo. You know what? Devs added this logo in Doom. That's cool. I was hating to say, Jake, at this point, you've set my expectations to a certain extent. This is your own doing. How am I supposed to dodge that? Okay, there's a lot of attacks here. I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to dodge. Okay, this fight is going to piss me off. I make fun with you. Yeah, that's what they all say. We're not laughing at you, we're laughing with you. Oh, there's a bit. This is stupid. This was so stupid. I gotta circle my way around it. Dude, it's cool that all the dashing that I've wanted, he gets to do. I guess she. I don't know how I'm supposed to dodge this stuff. Like, I don't get how I'm supposed to dodge that. Okay, I feel like I'm missing something, and I don't know what it is. Am I supposed to jump on top of these things? Okay, so that one I think I'm supposed to duck under. Yeah, okay, there's something I'm missing. I'm not understanding this. Okay, I think there I'm supposed to jump on top of the platforms. So sometimes it seems like there's a lot of BFG ammo, and then other times it seems like there's none. Okay, can't move. Okay, so we're making progress. What did I get pushed back by? So, man, part of me feels like I have to get closer before I use the BFG because he just dodges it otherwise. What am I stuck on? Okay. Wait a minute. Am I supposed to hit it? Am I supposed to hit it in a certain spot? It doesn't even look like I'm doing damage. Unless my damage is just that bad. Like, my rocket launcher's doing damage, but, like, nothing else is. Okay, so I just have to shoot it literally right in the face. Again, Okay, so if I just, like, miss one of those, it's, like, real bad. Dude, I don't know. I don't know what is going on in this fight. Okay, fight that thing while I go pick these up. Dude, that's not the button that I'm hitting. Dude, fuck off. Like, can I chainsaw you? Probably not, right? Okay, and you can't get under him because he just grenades you to death. So what the fuck? I gotta go take a leak. I'll be right back. Let's try this again. That was really the issue. It was just that I had a full bladder. Now we should be good to go. Okay, just shoot it in the face a million times. Dude, fuck one-shots. One-shots are so bullshit. Okay, where's the other one? Well, there's health over there, but I don't think I can get it. Never mind. Because that is a fair attack. That is 100% super fun attack. Can I jump over that? Like, I should probably try jumping over that. I don't understand what's knocking me off. Is he blowing me off, or is my gun just all of a sudden pushing me back? Where am I even supposed to stand for that? The ground is being shocked. I'm being blown off. There's spikes coming out of that. God, it would be so nice if I had 2 more BFG shots at the start. I did not mean to do that. The problem is I just don't see what is pushing me off the ledge. There's no like sound, there's just nothing. I just fall off. Okay, I got it. So basically, every time the pillars come up, I gotta knock them down with the BFG. And then that just stops the shenanigans from the start. I accidentally destroyed the pillar that was in front of me. Okay. Okay. I think I finally understand. Okay, he just did that move twice. So, I think I kind of have to get lucky because I'm just not very good at dodging that specific attack. Crouches in general, I'm just not very good at in this game. So I think if I can get lucky, basically have a run where that doesn't happen. Okay, well, then yeah. Okay, now he's just gonna do it every fucking time because he knows I can't dodge it. Okay, so when he does that, I need to look at the maybe I just need to jump off. Maybe the lightning that I was seeing is actually going between the spikes. So I think it's either that there's going to be lightning in the whole arena, or he's going to light up the pillars, and I have to jump off the pillars because he's spiking them up. Oh, I'm dead this round. Come on. Come on. Is that it? Do I glory kill it? What do I do? Let's go! It's not over till it's over. It's not over till it's over. Defeat the Spider Mastermind. It's over. It's over. Oh. Dude, that was anything but easy. Oh. It's over.
It's over.
It is over.
The invasion and closed the portal. But it's come at a price. Argent.
Yeah, my sanity.
This entire operation. You see, I've watched your work. Come to understand.
Oh, man.
You think the only way is to kill them all. Leave nothing behind. And you may be right. But we can't just shut it all down. Without Argent energy, it will be worse. I don't expect you to agree. But with this, we can continue our work.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really pay attention to the story much, so like I don't really know what's going on here.
I do what I do because there is no choice.
Rerouting tether coordinates complete.
Our time is up. I can't kill you, but I won't have you standing in our way. Until we see each other again.
That's a sword? Why didn't we use that? Oh, play us out, Mick. Holy hell, dude. There we go. Get to use it in the next game? Dude, the next game's not coming for a while. Not because I didn't like the game, but because I have a lot of other games that I would like to get to. I'm trying to kind of work out my future schedule based on like what other games are coming. So like obviously Stellar Blade's coming up. I was hoping to be able to get to Death Stranding 2. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Well, eventually, yes. But I haven't played Death Stranding 1. And so the problem is, like, you know, do I want to do Death Stranding 1 directly into Death Stranding 2? I don't know about that. That's a lot of time. So I don't know. Because I don't know how... The thing is, I don't know how long Stellar Blade is going to take me. So it's kind of one of those things where we'll have to see kind of how long that takes and then move on. From what I've seen so far, there's really not a lot coming out in July. I think the first thing that comes out in July is that Wu Chang, something of Feathers. It's a Souls-like. And so I think I would like to start playing through the Souls games. So that might be what I do. Yeah, but the thing is, like, I mean, I'm kind of just like documenting all my gameplay. So like if I want to play Death Stranding 2, I feel like I have to play Death Stranding 1. And there's probably people out there who haven't played Death Stranding 1, and so they might not want to play through it, and so they'll want to watch, I don't know, watch somebody. I don't know, I've heard Death Stranding 1 is it's a mind trip, which could be fun to watch, to play through. But I would have to figure out how to capture PS5 gameplay. That's the bigger problem. I don't know if I have the setup to do that. Because the only HDMI in that I have is currently being used by this camera. So I don't even know if I can capture PS5 or not. Death Stranding isn't a problem. I can play that on PC. Death Stranding 2 is PS5 only. So we'll see. So I don't even know if that's a possibility or not. Because, like, I don't know if you need to... If you're using... I don't know if you would need HDMI... HDMI splitter, I don't think would work. I think you would... There's no way you need multiple capture cards for that. So I don't know. I would have to figure that out. Because I don't have a PS5. My brother does, though. I'd probably borrow his. Mick Gordon. Easily the best part of the game. All right. So, in talking about the game here, real quick, while the credits are rolling, final thoughts. Final thoughts. Let's go over final thoughts. Was it a mistake to play Nightmare for my first time? Mistake is mistake is one of those words that I don't think there's no like objective way to say whether it was a mistake or not. You know, to say that I completed it on Nightmare, I think it's cool. You know, I don't think it necessarily matters like saying, oh, I completed my first time on Nightmare. That doesn't matter to me. Completing it on Nightmare in general felt like a good thing for me to accomplish. You know, I've never been like a player who especially, hey, Miles Lambert, unfortunately you got the lowercase L there, buddy. You know, I've never been one that like in my free time wants to just like play games as hard as I possibly can. So I would typically I would play on like medium or hard difficulty, depending on how many there are. Like if there's 5 difficulties, you know, I'm probably playing on 3. In this case, this was difficulty 4. God, there's one above this. Ugh, no thank you. So I'm glad I did it. You know, it definitely took longer than if I would just do what is the other one? Is it Ultra Violent? I think Ultra Violence is probably 5. Whatever the third tier was. In terms of gameplay was cool. I mean, it was very... I think the thing is that my brain does not work fast enough to play this game like you're probably supposed to and just kind of get up in people's faces, glory kill everything, and just keep, like, pushing forward. You know, I'm definitely more of an FPS player that likes to sit back a little bit, you know, and keep some distance between enemies. So that was a little bit of a problem when enemies kept running up on me. But that's not the game's fault. That's just my own playstyle. So gameplay itself, I think, was fine. It was exactly what I expected. There were a couple design choices that I wasn't super crazy about. And to be fair, I will preface this by saying it's possible that I just didn't know how to backtrack in certain cases, but there were certain times where there would be like a secret locked behind a door or something, and there might have been like you know, a vent or something that I need to find to jump in, but I was expecting there to be eventually like, okay, I've turned off the security system, now I can go back and get it. But I would get to like a quest point, and then the door behind me would lock, and I couldn't go back any further. If you're doing open levels like this, I don't really like that design where you lock a player off from the rest of the map. One of the specific times that I can think about that happened was when we were with Hayden in his office, and it just like shut behind me and I couldn't go back. I wasn't super crazy about that. It was a little weird to me that they were introducing gameplay mechanics. I say gameplay mechanics, but I'm going to say that loosely, right? Because technically the game... so Crouch, for example. Crouch is it's a mechanic, and then it's mechanical, but I wouldn't call it a gameplay mechanic, right? Like a glory kill is a mechanic. It's a little bit weird to me that, like, at the end is when, like, it was like boss, 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 boss at the end of every level, and there were no bosses before like level 9. It was a little bit weird to me that they introduced a movement mechanic that has never been really needed for any other fight in a boss fight. To me, that was a little weird. I kind of mentioned it when we got to that boss, that I kind of wish maybe even on that level, I would have been totally fine if there was like a level 9 demon that showed up that you had to either jump over its attacks or crouch under, because then it sets up the boss fight. Otherwise, it was just kind of like boss fight mechanics out of nowhere, which is fine to an extent, I think. Like, if a boss is doing a unique mechanic and you are using like either mechanics or maneuverability that you've used before, but they're doing it in a different way, I think that's fine. But when you've never, kind of like when we were like halfway through the game, it was like either level 7 or 8, and there was that like all those lasers that kept conjoining on top of the thing, and like as it went up, I had to shoot the things under it. It's like I'm more than halfway through the game, and I've never had to shoot anything to like break it. So I was like, I wasn't really sure what exactly I was looking for there. Even if they had only done it once in like the first, second, or third chapter to kind of set that up, I don't know, I would have liked that a little bit more, because otherwise there were times where I was just kind of getting stuck because of those little things. But yeah, good thing, like, obviously, and then of course just Bethesda stuff and game stuff, falling through the map, can't walk upstairs because I'm clipping on stairs, stuff like that, you know, you kind of come to expect. This was definitely a step up from what I typically expect from a Bethesda game. Definitely not Elder Scrolls level quality. I will say that. And for the game being, what, 9 years old, it looks phenomenal. It still holds up, which shouldn't really be a surprise. It's not like that's that long ago, but I think, well, for one, it's the same generation, right? Or pretty close to it. 2015 was what? Was that PS4 era? Or was the PS5 couldn't have been out by that point? But it's like, if you went back to 2015 and compare this to a 2005 game, it's not even close. It's not even close. But comparing this to the games that are coming out now, I think this looks better than most of the games that are coming out now. There were a couple times this game was on the 360. Holy crap. And it looks better than half the stuff that comes out today. There were also definitely some times where I was hoping for a little bit more, maybe just a little bit more direction of where to go. The map, I think the map in general was my struggle point, and I don't think it has there's a problem with the map itself, but for me reading it, so in like this, was it the second to last, or it was a third to last, the level where I was looking around for the yellow skeleton or the yellow skull and I couldn't find it, and the map was clearly telling me, based on the design of the map, that there is a hallway here that you can go through. But because it's a three-dimensional map in that there are multiple layers, right? But the fact that each layer is basically linear. It was early Xbox One. Okay. I was gonna say 360 in 2015, but I guess that was close to when when did the Xbox One came out? Was it 2014? 13? It's got to be around there. verticality. That's a word that I could use. Yeah, so like the layers of the map had verticality to them, right? But each layer in itself was 2D. So in that instance, yes, there was a path to get over, but it wasn't telling me that the path was above me. So there were certain times like that where I kept getting lost because the map wasn't 100% clear. And yeah, I guess it is what it is. 2013 is the Xbox One. That is nuts. That is crazy. Yeah, I mean, still, the game looks great. Still, I mean, it still plays great too. You know, it's definitely smooth. Lot of guns. I would say probably, if I had to guess, I don't know how you would necessarily control this on controller, unless you're just swapping through them with the bumpers. But the way that it's default set up, and maybe you just play differently. Maybe you're just supposed to use one gun until you run out, then you use the next gun, then you use the next gun. But like, I like swapping between for certain situations. And when you have 8 guns, or maybe even more than that, because I think we went up to 8, and then you also have the BFG, so there's like 8 or 9 guns. You simply cannot be playing with WASD and have a keybind on 8. That just does not work. Unless you're using something like a Naga, then sure. You're supposed to cycle guns. All right, well, see, I just don't like that playstyle. I would rather choose, you know, a gun that I think is, because like if I have a Hell Knight run up on me, I can't just be like using a shotgun. I'm just gonna die. But overall, decent experience for 3 days. Not too bad. Honestly, I thought it was going to take a little bit longer, especially once we started with the difficulty. But we made it through. We made it through. I might have a few less hairs. Nah, I'm kidding. I already had no hairs. No, I mean, you're meant to switch through runs regularly. Gotcha. Well, yeah, because I'm thinking like on PC it makes sense. Like I hit 1 through 5 pretty easily. Definitely at the end it started getting. I think I probably should have changed R. R being swapping weapon mods was really screwing me up in some fights because I didn't realize that I had swapped weapon mods. I kept like there were certain times where I was trying to lock on with the rocket launcher and it was set to what the NVIDIA, do your shit. I was trying to like lock on and it was like, do you want to detonate? And then it would like blow up in my face. So I probably should have swapped that. That probably should have been just another gun rather than 5. That would have been a little bit easier to get to, especially since I wasn't swapping weapon mods. I really didn't need that. I probably could have put that on something like B, something that's like way out of the way, but still there in case I needed it. So if I play like with Doom Eternal, if that's also mechanic in Doom Eternal, I will probably switch that up. A lot of tools to play with. Not as many equipment, right? Only 3 equipment: regular grenade, hologram, and the siphon grenade. The hologram didn't seem to work on bosses. I noticed that. I think it has a weapon wheel. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. That's more reasonable. Did I have any other thoughts about what was going on? I mean, the secrets were cool. You know, the fact that it helps you power up. I didn't feel like a lot of the runes were necessary. I mean, it definitely, look, this is not an RPG, right? So it's not like you're gonna have builds. But once I got my 3, I was good. The weapon trials, I think the weapon trials are, the rune trials were actually a nice change of pace. I would have liked to see maybe a little bit more change of pace. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I know that Doom Like, there is a formula to the Doom gameplay, right? And we saw that in every single level. But I think it would have been cool to maybe have, like, maybe even part of a level. I kind of joked about it early on. Like, oh, we're going to get an on-rails shooter. You know, just something to kind of break up, you know, okay, I see a big room. Now we have a big arena that I have to shoot just every single one of these guys. Just like, not mini game quality stuff, but just maybe sitting like on top of a hill with a turret, and you got to just, like, you know, target everybody. Something like that. Some bits and pieces like that might have been nice to kind of break up the pacing. And maybe it could have just been put more bosses in the beginning rather than having all, what was it? I guess it was technically 4 bosses, because we had the first boss that was 2 waves or 2 phases. We had the second boss who liked to put up a shield, and then at the end was 2 dudes, and they were pretty easy. And then it was just the last boss, right? Unless I'm missing someone. But, like, I think we could have had another boss much earlier on. Maybe around, like, the 4 or, you know, mission 4 or 5 mark. Because I was kind of starting to wonder at the start of today. I was like, are we even going to have bosses? Other than, obviously, I would assume there's going to be a final boss. You know, is there even gonna be bosses in this game? And then they were just kind of like, oh my, it felt kind of like they were like, oh my god, we forgot we need bosses in our game. Just put them in at the end. Put them in at the end. But yeah, no, overall, good experience. So that is where we're gonna leave it today, especially since it's a bit later than I usually do stream. Tomorrow. Okay, so my plan has changed since yesterday. So yesterday I was saying what the plan was to play Doom today and then finish Doom tomorrow, take Thursday off because I wouldn't have Wednesday off, and then start streaming Stellar Blade on Friday. That's now swapped. So even though Stellar Blade comes out tomorrow, I'm still going to take my day off tomorrow, and then we'll start Stellar Blade on Thursday and then just play until we beat it. And that's the plan with that, and hopefully everyone's got their gooner faces on for some Stellar Blade. Heading on the road at 4 a.m. Blech. That is disgusting. That sounds absolutely horrid. I hate that. I hate that for you. That seems really gross. I hate it that I have to get up at 8 o'clock. Yep. I have like a 5-minute drive to work. So it makes it pretty nice. Get up at 8, get all ready, make some lunch, and then casually just stroll into the office. Yeah, I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous. I am jealous of probably all the money that you're gonna make doing. I'm assuming, are you getting overtime for that? I don't know how your job works with that stuff when you have to go on the road, but if you are, ooh, make that money. Make that money. All right, but I'm going to take off. Jake, if I don't see you again, buddy, have a good one. Stay safe on the road. That's going to do it. Everyone else, thank you so much. If you haven't already and you want to check me out more when I go live, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you're on Twitch, give me a follow so that way I always know when I'm live. Other than that, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. If the game would let me scroll, there we go.